So, Alex Brundle, we're here at Donington Park for the Historic Festival, and I think I've said this to every driver I've interviewed over the weekend, but this is a great event, isn't it?
It really is, especially with what motor racing legends and HRDC have done this year to give the paddock so much more structure that the fans coming to the weekend can see every single car one by one. Teams get their own little space in the paddock as well, which is really helpful in terms of organisation. So we've had a great weekend here.
Absolutely. You've been a busy lad as well. You're in the Mini. These kind of touring cars from back in the day are great to watch, and I imagine the driving experience is pretty special as well and quite unique.
They're very specific. We've had Super GT, Steve Brown, with us for the weekend for the U2TC action. He's headed off now on racing it alone in the HRDC race. He's done a lot of miles, the poor Mini, this weekend. And he said it's like nothing he's ever driven before. You basically ignore the rear of it and you drive the front axle only. All the action's going on out front, but it's brilliant fun. I mean, you just start challenging yourself how late you can brake, and also challenging yourself to see what kind of stupid angle you could enter old hairpin with and still make the corner.
Just explain the dynamic of racing in the sense that the Mini is fantastic, especially for the corners, but I'd argue lacks a little bit on the straights compared to some of the bigger sort of muscle cars. Just explain what kind of action that provides with the different in sort of qualities in each car.
I mean, obviously we're a third of the horsepower of a Mustang, for example. But we've got more or less half the weight. So that gives you a totally different schedule around the circuit, which means that, yeah, we can be super quick in the corners. I think our braking distances are, a good 50 metres in a major braking zone later. But then, of course, they do you again on the exit, which is what makes this type of touring car racing so special and so fun. And that's why this thing is the most fun I have in a race car.
Yeah, I can imagine. Which corner around the Donington Park Grand Prix circuit is most fun in one of these? Because there's actually quite a lot of different types of corners around here, isn't there?
There are two places. Firstly, the entry, so it's flat through the cranny curves, but with a bit of movement going on. And then you switch sort of angles into the old hairpin and pitch it in and try and keep it on the road on the exit, which is good fun. It's also great into the Melbourne Loop. You brake it like 65 metres down into that hairpin, and it doesn't matter what the rear does. You can just point the front in and then whack the throttle, and it takes off up the road again. So that's really fun.
But it's been all successful for you. You've had some good results. Just talk us through, because what you've been up to so far with the races, because you must be pleased with how it's all gone.
Yeah, really nicely. We finished 6th overall in U2TC against all of the well-developed Cortinas, so that was a great result considering where the car should be. We were running, I believe, a net third in an E-Type yesterday, when unfortunately we had a coolant leak, which caused us to retire. It was a real shame. 4th in an XJS V12 Jaguar. We're in for the podium on that one in the Jerry Marshall Trophy with HRDC, so looking forward to that one. And then, of course, we've qualified 10th of 41 cars in a Mini Cooper, so I'm just going to see how far into the top 10 I can get it.
Yeah, absolutely. That should be a good one. Just to finish off, just explain to anyone watching who hasn't maybe watched a lot of historic racing before and maybe thinking they should come along to an event in the future, whether it's here next year or for revival of it, for instance, because there's so many historic events to get your teeth into in this country, isn't there? Why are these events so special?
Yeah, I mean, you've got both the Goodwoods, the members meeting and the revival, the Silverstone Festival here at the Donington Historic Festival. There's loads to choose from. Minifest is great as well at Brands Hatch if you're down south. Throw your perceptions about motor racing out of the window. This is bumper to bumper stuff. Throw any perceptions about historic racing being a bit of a parade out of the window as well. I don't think I've ever raced so hard. These guys and girls are loons out on the racetrack. So it's great racing to watch. It really is. And of course, you can come and doorstep us all in the paddock and have a look around the machinery as well. So, we'd love to see you. We'd love to see you here. We'd love to see you online on our feeds at Brundle Motorsport as well, or on YouTube. So, do get in touch and get involved with historic racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you. And, keep up the good work.
Thanks very much.